The bathroom stall was too small, or maybe Nia Matthews was just too big. That's what her aunt would say. That's what her aunt had said 3 hours ago when the bridesmaid dress wouldn't zip all the way up. Nia pressed her back against the cold tile wall of the country club bathroom, mascara tracking down her dark brown cheeks, phone trembling in her hand. Outside, music thumped. Laughter echoed. Her cousin's wedding reception was in full swing, and nobody had noticed she was gone. Her thumb hovered over his name. One call. That's all it would take. She pressed dial. He answered on the first ring. Nia. His voice was silk over steel. That voice that made her feel safe and terrified all at once. Seo Jun. Her voice cracked. I need you to come get me. Silence. Then low and deadly. Where are you? Rosewood Country Club, East Bathroom, but you can't just... I'm already moving. Stay exactly where you are. The line went dead. Nia stared at her phone, heart hammering. What had she just done? If you've ever been invisible in your own family, if you've ever needed someone to see you when everyone else looked right through you, hit that like button right now. Because Nia Matthews is about to learn what happens when the wrong man loves you the right way. To understand how a successful party planner ended up hiding in a bathroom while her family celebrated without her, we need to go back 4 months. Back to the night she met Choi Seo Jun and discovered that some men don't just see you, they consume you. 4 months earlier, Nia was in her element. The Lotus Gallery's grand opening was her biggest event yet. She'd coordinated everything from the catering to the lighting, transformed an empty warehouse into an art lover's dream. Silk draping hung from exposed beams. Ambient lighting made the paintings glow. A string quartet played in the corner while servers in black ties circulated with champagne and hors d'oeuvres. Nia moved through the crowd in a burgundy wrap dress that hugged every curve, clipboard in hand, earpiece in. Professional, controlled, in charge. The sculpture in the east corner needs more light, she said into her mic, and someone tell me why we're out of the crab cakes already. She didn't notice the man watching her from across the room, didn't see how his eyes tracked her every movement, cataloging the way she commanded space, the way people instinctively moved when she approached, the quiet authority in her voice. Choi Seo Jun stood with his hands in the pockets of a charcoal suit that cost more than most people's cars. Tattoos peeked out from under his collar, ink that told stories most people didn't want to hear. His second-in-command, Min Jae, appeared at his elbow. The artist wants to meet you, Min Jae said. Later. Seo Jun's eyes never left Nia. Who's the woman in burgundy? Min Jae followed his gaze. Event planner. Nia Matthews, owns her own company, very good at what she does. I can see that. Seo Jun watched Nia intercept a waiter with a tray of champagne, taste one, make a face, and redirect the entire service with 3 quick words. Find out everything. Boss. Everything, Min Jae. Where she lives, where she comes from, why she just checked her phone and her whole body went tense. Because Nia had checked her phone. A text from her Aunt Lorraine. Don't forget Sunday dinner. 6 p.m. sharp. Don't be late again. Her stomach nodded. Sunday dinners at her aunt's house were exercises in endurance, smiling through backhanded compliments, watching her cousins get praised while she got criticized, being reminded in 1,000 small ways that she didn't quite fit. She pocketed her phone and went back to work. The event ended at 11. By midnight, Nia's team had broken down and packed up with military efficiency. She was doing a final walkthrough when expensive shoes appeared in her peripheral vision. You're still here. She turned. The man addressing her was tall, broad-shouldered with sharp features and eyes that seemed to see right through her professional smile. Dangerous. That was the first word that came to mind. This man was dangerous. Just finishing up, she said, keeping her voice pleasant and distant. I hope you enjoyed the event. I did. He stepped closer. Not threatening. Deliberate. But I'd enjoy it more if you had dinner with me. Nia blinked. I'm sorry? Dinner. Tomorrow night. You've been working for 6 hours straight. You deserve to be taken care of. The words hit different than they should have. Taken care of. When was the last time someone had wanted to take care of her? That's kind, but I don't even know you. Choi Seo-jun. He extended a hand. His grip was warm, firm, and sent electricity up her arm. And now you do. She pulled her hand back. I still can't. I have a family thing. Something flickered in his eyes. What kind of family thing? Sunday dinner. My aunt hosts every week. What time? 6. Then have lunch with me. 1 o'clock. I'll have you back with time to spare. She should have said no. Everything about him screamed warning. The tattoos, the way he held himself, the 2 men in dark suits standing by the exit, clearly waiting for him. Okay, she heard herself say. 1 o'clock. His smile was slow, satisfied. I'll pick you up. He did. In a black Mercedes with windows so dark she couldn't see inside until the door opened. The interior smelled like leather and his cologne, something expensive and woodsy that made her want to lean closer. Where are we going? She asked as the car pulled away from her apartment building. Do you trust me? I don't know you well enough to trust you. Smart. He glanced at her, something like approval in his eyes. We're going to my favorite place, Korean barbecue. You eat meat? I do. Good. The restaurant was in Koreatown, tucked between a hair salon and a grocery store. Nothing fancy from the outside, but inside it was warm and bustling, filled with the sizzle of grilling meat and animated conversations in Korean. The owner greeted Seo-jun like family, led them to a private room in the back. Within minutes, the table was covered with banchan, small plates of kimchi and pickled vegetables, bean sprouts and seasoned spinach. Order whatever you want, Seo-jun said, passing her the menu. Nia scanned it, doing mental math. These prices were higher than she'd expected. I'll just have everything. He took the menu from her hands and rattled off an order in Korean that made the server's eyes widen. That's too much food, Nia protested. Then we'll take leftovers. He leaned back, studying her. When's the last time you ate a meal you didn't cook yourself or grab between events? She opened her mouth, closed it. Couldn't remember. That's what I thought. The food came. Bulgogi and samgyeopsal, galbi and japchae. Seo-jun grilled the meat himself, placed perfectly cooked pieces on her plate, watched with satisfaction as she took the first bite. Oh my God, she breathed. Good? Incredible. Then eat. She did. And for the first time in longer than she could remember, she didn't think about calories or portions or what her body looked like while she was eating. She just tasted and enjoyed and let herself be full. Tell me about Sunday dinner, Seo-jun said, grilling another round of meat. What about it? You got tense when you mentioned it. Why? Nia set down her chopsticks. It's complicated. I have time. So she told him. About her mother dying when she was 12. About being raised by her Aunt Lorraine, who had 3 daughters of her own. About always being the extra one. The dark-skinned one. The big one. The one who didn't quite belong. My cousin Simone is getting married, she said, surprising herself with how much she was sharing. 6 months from now. Big wedding, everything perfect. And I'm planning it. For free? Her silence was answer enough. Seo-jun's jaw tightened. They're using you. They're family. Family doesn't use people they love. The words hung in the air between them. You don't understand, Nia said quietly. They took me in when I had nobody. They gave me a home. And they've been making you pay for it ever since. His eyes were dark, intense. Haven't they? She couldn't answer that. Couldn't admit out loud what she'd known in her bones for years. He reached across the table, covered her hand with his. You're not too much, Nia. You're exactly right. And anyone who makes you feel otherwise doesn't deserve you. Her eyes burned. She pulled her hand back, grabbed her water glass. We should probably go. I need to get ready for dinner. He didn't argue, just paid the bill, ignored her protests, and drove her home. But before she got out of the car, he caught her wrist. This isn't over, he said. What isn't? Whatever this is between us. I'm not done learning. About you. Her heart kicked against her ribs. I'm not sure that's a good idea. Why not? Because you're dangerous, she wanted to say. Because I can feel myself wanting to lean on you and I can't afford to need anyone. Because my family would never approve. I just need to focus on work right now, she said instead. Then let me help you focus. He released her wrist, pulled out his phone. My company is hosting a charity gala next month. I want you to plan it. CO June. Standard rate. Triple if you do it in 3 weeks instead of 4. Her business brain warred with her survival instinct. That kind of money would change everything for her company. What kind of company do you run? She asked carefully. His smile was slow, dangerous. The kind that gets things done when others can't. Import, export, acquisitions, and problem solving. That told her nothing and everything. I'll send you the details, he said. Think about it. She thought about it for approximately 6 hours. Then she accepted the job because rent was due, and Simone's wedding was draining her savings, and she needed this. The job turned into 3 jobs, each one bigger than the last, each one with Seo Jun finding reasons to be there, to stay after, to talk to her about things that had nothing to do with event planning. She learned he was from Seoul originally, came to the States at 19 with his grandfather's connections and his own ambition. Built an empire in 10 years doing things he wouldn't name, but she could guess. He learned she loved old movies and hated cooking for herself and had panic attacks before family dinners, that she apologized for taking up space and never ordered dessert even though she clearly wanted it. 6 weeks in, he stopped pretending it was just business. Have dinner with me, he said after an event. His staff was cleaning up around them. His eyes were locked on hers. Real dinner. Not work, just us. My family wouldn't approve, she said quietly. I'm not dating your family. You don't understand. You're not black, and I'm already not what they want. If I show up with you, then show up with me and stop caring what they want. He stepped closer. Or don't show up at all. Be with me anyway. Let me be the secret you keep if that's what you need. That's not fair to you. Let me decide what's fair to me. His hand came up, cupped her face. I want you, Nia. However I can have you. She kissed him, right there in the empty ballroom with his staff pretending not to watch. Kissed him like she'd been wanting to for weeks. The relationship grew in shadows. Stolen nights at his penthouse. Careful dates at restaurants far from her neighborhood. Nothing online, nothing public. Her request, his compromise. He learned the depth of her family's cruelty in increments, the way they criticized her business as playing at entrepreneurship, how they charged her rent for her grandmother's old house, the one her grandmother had left to her but her aunt controlled, the constant comments about her weight disguised as concern for her health. Let me handle them, he said one night, his arms around her in his bed overlooking the city. You can't handle my family. I can handle anyone. His voice was casual, but she heard the steel underneath. One word, and they never bother you again. What does that mean? It means I have resources, people, ways of making problems disappear. She pulled back to look at him. Are you actually in the mafia? His smile was slow. Would it matter if I was? I don't know, maybe. The word doesn't matter. What matters is power, protection, the ability to make sure people who hurt you face consequences. I don't want you to hurt them. I wouldn't hurt them. He pulled her back against his chest. I'd just ruin them financially, socially, professionally, but only if you asked. She should have been horrified. Instead, she felt seen, valued, like she mattered enough for someone to go to war for her. 3 months in, Simone announced her engagement party. 4 months from now, wedding to follow 2 months later. I need your help, Aunt Lorraine said at Sunday dinner. Not asked, stated. The engagement party, 300 people. You'll handle it, won't you? That's a lot of work for short notice. Family rate, of course. Lorraine's smile was sweet and sharp. You wouldn't charge us full price. Nia felt Seo Jun's words in her head. They're using you. I'll send you a quote, she said carefully. Lorraine's smile froze. A quote. Nia, we're family. And this is my business. Her cousin Jade laughed. Someone's getting a little too big for her britches." The table went quiet. That particular phrase, loaded with everything it really meant. Too big, too much, taking up too much space, asking for too much, wanting too much. Nia stood. "I should go." "Sit down," Lorraine said. "We're not done eating." "I'm done." She left, got in her car, drove straight to Seo Jun's building and used the key he'd given her 2 weeks ago. He took one look at her face and pulled her inside. "Tell me," he said. She told him everything. The family rate, the comments, the way they made her feel small while taking everything she had to give. "Let me fix this," he said. "You can't fix my family." "Watch me." He pulled out his phone. "Min-jae, I need background on Lorraine Matthews. Everything. Bank accounts, business dealings, social connections. Everything." "Seo Jun, stop." "Property records, too, especially the house on Maple Street." He hung up, looked at her with eyes gone flat and dangerous. "What are you doing?" she whispered. "Preparing. When you're ready to walk away from them, I'm making sure you have the leverage to do it on your terms." "I never said I wanted to walk away." "You will." He pulled her close. "Eventually, they'll push too far. And when they do, you'll call me. And I'll be ready." If you've ever had someone believe in you before you believed in yourself, go ahead and drop a comment right now. Tell me about the moment someone chose you when everyone else overlooked you. Because Nia is about to learn the difference between family that uses you and a man who refuses to let you be used. 2 weeks before the wedding, everything fell apart. Nia had been working 16-hour days on Simone's wedding. The engagement party had gone perfectly, but Simone kept changing details, adding requests, demanding perfection without wanting to pay for it. "The napkins are wrong," Simone said, video calling Nia at 11 p.m. "They're ivory. I said cream." Nia looked at the samples spread across her desk. They were identical. "Simone, these are the exact ones you approved." "Well, I changed my mind. Fix it." The line went dead. Nia's phone rang again immediately. Seo Jun. "You're still working," he said. Statement, not question. "Weddings in 2 weeks. Come here." "I can't. I have to find cream napkins that look different from ivory napkins." "Nia." His voice went soft. "Come here. Bring your laptop. Work from my place. Let me feed you while you work." She shouldn't. She had too much to do. But God, she was so tired. "Okay," she whispered. 20 minutes later, she was curled up on his couch, laptop on her knees, while he cooked in the kitchen. The smell of garlic and ginger filled the penthouse. "When's the last time you ate?" he called. "This morning, maybe." He appeared with a plate. Fried rice with vegetables and shrimp, perfectly seasoned, still steaming. "Eat." "I need to finish." He took the laptop, set it aside, put the plate in her hands. "Eat first, work after, non-negotiable." She ate. He sat next to her, close enough that their thighs touched, and scrolled through something on his phone. "I got the information on the house," he said casually. Nia's fork paused halfway to her mouth. "What information?" "Your grandmother's house, the one you're paying rent on." He turned the phone toward her. "She left it to you in her will, explicitly, to you and only you." Nia stared at the legal documents on his screen. "That's not possible. Aunt Lorraine said—" "Your aunt lied. There was a second will filed 3 months before your grandmother died. Your aunt either hid it or paid the lawyer to bury it." He scrolled down. "You've paid her almost $30,000 in rent for a house you already own." The plate slipped from her numb fingers. Seo Jun caught it before it hit the floor. "She can't. That's not. It's fraud. At minimum. Potentially theft." His voice was calm, clinical. "I have copies of everything. The original will, the filing dates, the bank deposits from your rent payments. Everything you need to take the house back." Nia couldn't breathe. $30,000. 3 years of rent. For a house that was already hers. "Why would she do that?" she whispered. "Because she could." Seo Jun's arm came around her shoulders. "Because you're easy to take advantage of. Because you want to believe they love you more than you want to protect yourself." "That's not fair." "It's true." He turned her to face him. "I'm not saying it to hurt you. I'm saying it because someone needs to. They don't love you, Nia. They use you, and they'll keep using you until you stop them." She started crying. Ugly, gasping sobs that she'd been holding back for weeks, months, maybe years. He held her through it, one hand in her hair, the other rubbing circles on her back. "What do I do?" she asked when she could breathe again. "That's up to you." He kissed her forehead. "But whatever you decide, I'm with you. You want to confront them? I'll be there. You want to walk away? I'll help you move. You want to burn it all down and start over?" His smile was sharp. "Say the word." She didn't know what she wanted, so she went back to work on the wedding because that's what she knew how to do. Focus on the task, get through it, deal with everything else later. The morning of the wedding, Nia arrived at the venue at 5 a.m. The country club was beautiful, pristine, exactly what Simone wanted. Nia coordinated vendors, managed setup, fixed problems before they became disasters. At 9, she went to get ready. The bridesmaid dress was waiting in the bridal suite, a pale pink confection that Simone had insisted would look good on everyone. It didn't fit. Nia stared at herself in the mirror. The dress was too small, not by a little. By enough that the zipper wouldn't close, the fabric strained across her hips, the seams looked ready to split. Need help? Jade appeared behind her, already dressed in her identical gown that fit perfectly. "I think they ordered the wrong size." Jade's eyes raked over her in the mirror. "Or maybe it's the right size and you've gained weight. Have you been stress eating?" Nia's face burned. "I haven't gained weight." "If you say so." Jade smoothed her own dress. "Maybe if you just breathe in and hold it, we can get the zipper up." The seamstress tried. Nia held her breath until she saw spots. The zipper moved 3 inches and stuck. "This isn't going to work," the seamstress said apologetically. "I can try to let out the seams, but we don't have time for that." Simone appeared, radiant in her pre-wedding robe, hair already perfect. She looked at Nia in the mirror and sighed. "I told you the measurements when we ordered. Did you gain weight?" "No." "Well, something changed." Simone turned to the seamstress. "Can you safety pin it or something? We need photos in an hour." The woman hesitated. "It'll show in the pictures." "Then she'll stand in the back." Simone was already walking away. "Just make it work." Nia stood there, arms crossed over her chest, while the seamstress did her best with safety pins and fashion tape. The dress was wearable, barely, but she looked exactly how she felt, like someone who didn't fit. The ceremony was beautiful. Nia stood at the end of the bridesmaid line, half hidden behind a column, while Simone married her perfect husband in front of 300 people. During the reception, Nia managed everything from the shadows. She directed guests to tables, handled vendor questions, fixed a crisis with the cake topper. Nobody thanked her. Nobody noticed. At the family table, she wasn't even seated. "We need you floating," Aunt Lorraine had said, "in case there are any issues." So Nia floated, and when a guest asked her where the bathrooms were, Nia pointed the way. When another needed a drink refill, Nia flagged down a server. When a third wanted to know about the vegetarian options, Nia explained the menu. They all thought she worked there. During the speeches, the maid of honor thanked everyone, the bridesmaids by name, except Nia, the vendors, the venue. Even the DJ got a shout-out. Nia slipped out before anyone noticed the tears. She locked herself in a bathroom stall, the too-tight dress digging into her ribs, mascara running down her face in black rivers, and pulled out her phone. She didn't think, just dialed. Nia. Seo Jun's voice, alert despite it being barely 8 p.m. "What's wrong?" "I need you to come get me." Her voice broke. "Please, I can't do this anymore." "Where are you?" "Rosewood Country Club, East Side bathroom. I'm 10 minutes away, don't move." "Seo Jun, wait. What?" She took a shaking breath. "Don't come alone." Silence, then low and deadly. "You want me to make a statement?" "I want them to see. I want them to know." She was crying now. "I want them to understand they can't do this anymore." "Baby." His voice was soft. "Are you sure?" "I'm sure." Then stay exactly where you are. I'm coming to get you, and when I do, everyone's going to know exactly who you belong to. Make sure you're subscribed, because what happens next is going to be iconic. This man is about to pull up to a wedding reception with the kind of backup that makes people rethink their entire lives. Drop a like if you've ever wanted someone to show up and show out for you like this. Nia didn't know how long she sat there. Time felt weird, slippery. She heard the reception continuing outside, music, laughter, the clink of glasses during toasts. Then she heard something else, car engines, multiple, expensive ones. She stood, legs shaking, and walked out of the bathroom on instinct. The country club's front entrance faced a circular driveway. Through the windows, she saw 3 black SUVs pull up in formation. Not speeding, not dramatic, just deliberate and coordinated in a way that made everyone outside stop and stare. The first SUV's door opened. SEO Jun stepped out. He was in a black 3-piece suit, no tie, top button undone. His tattoos showed at his collar and wrists. His hair was swept back. He looked every inch what he was, dangerous, powerful, and absolutely done with anyone's bullshit. Behind him, Minjai emerged from the second vehicle with 4 men in matching dark suits. Not trying to look like security. They were security. The kind with bulges under their jackets and walks that said they knew how to use what they carried. Nia's heart stopped. She'd asked him not to come alone. She hadn't expected an army. Seo Jun's eyes found her through the window. Even from 20 feet away, she felt the intensity of his gaze. He walked toward the entrance. People scattered. A valet tried to stop him. "Sir, this is a private event." Seo Jun didn't even look at him, just kept walking. Minjai said something low in Korean. The valet stepped back. Nia met him at the door. His hands came up immediately, cupping her face, thumbs wiping away tears and mascara. "You're okay," he said. Not a question, a statement, a promise. "You're okay now." She grabbed fistfuls of his jacket, holding on like he was the only solid thing in the world. He looked past her into the reception space. "Which ones? SEO Jun? Which ones hurt you, baby? Point them out." She turned. Through the open doors to the ballroom, she could see her family. Aunt Lorraine in her mother-of-the-bride gown, Jade and her sister Kelly in their matching dresses, Simone and her new husband at the head table, looking confused. "All of them," she whispered. His jaw tightened. "Then let's go say hello." He kept one arm around her waist, steady and possessive, as they walked into the reception. The music didn't stop immediately. It took a few seconds for people to notice. But when they did, the silence spread like a wave. Conversations died mid-sentence. Dancers froze. Every head turned toward the entrance where Nia stood with a tattooed Korean man in a suit that screamed money and danger, flanked by men who looked like they ate threats for breakfast. "Nia!" Aunt Lorraine stood from the family table, society smile already in place. "What's going on? Who is this?" Seo Jun's smile was terrifying in its politeness. "I'm Choi Seo Jun, Nia's partner, and we need to talk." "This is a private family event." "Is it?" He looked around the ballroom with mock interest. "Strange, because I count at least 40 people here who aren't family, so let's drop the pretense and have an honest conversation." Simone stood, her wedding dress rustling. "Nia, what the hell?" "Sit down," Seo Jun said without looking at her. His voice wasn't loud, didn't need to be. It carried command that made Simone sink back into her chair like a puppet with cut strings. He turned to Aunt Lorraine. "You've been collecting rent from Nia for 3 years, for a house her grandmother left to her, a house you have no legal claim to." Lorraine's face went pale. "I don't know what she told you. I'm not asking what she told me. I'm telling you what I know." He pulled out his phone, pulled up documents. Sarah Matthews, Nia's grandmother, filed a second will 3 months before her death. It was witnessed, notarized, and legally binding. The house on Maple Street was left explicitly to Nia Matthews, her granddaughter. He held up the phone so the crowd could see. Someone gasped. "You buried that will," Seo Jun continued, voice cold and factual. You told Nia the house was part of the family estate. You charged her $2,000 a month in rent for 3 years. That's $72,000 for a house she already owned. That's not... She's lying. I'm not done. He stepped forward. Lorraine stepped back. The engagement party Nia planned for your daughter. She quoted you $25,000 for services. You negotiated down to $5,000 because of family rates. The actual cost of her labor and materials was $32,000. She lost money planning your daughter's party. Murmurs rippled through the crowd. Phones were coming out now, people recording. This wedding! He gestured around the pristine ballroom. Nia coordinated everything. Vendors, timeline, setup. She's been working 80-hour weeks for 2 months. You paid her nothing, called it a wedding gift. She volunteered, Simone started. Did she? Seo Jun's eyes cut to her like knives. Or did you just assume she would because she always does? Because you're so used to using her that you don't even realize you're doing it anymore. Simone's mouth opened and closed. Seo Jun turned back to the crowd. How many of you thought Nia worked here tonight? Thought she was venue staff? Silence. Guilty, uncomfortable silence. Right. His smile was sharp. Now let's talk about family photos. That's enough, Lorraine tried. You excluded her from family portraits, told the photographer immediate family only, and didn't include your own niece. His voice dropped to something deadly soft. Want to tell everyone why? Or should I? Lorraine's composure cracked. This is inappropriate. What's inappropriate is telling a woman her proportions will ruin the composition of family photos. The room went silent. What's inappropriate is spending 20 years making someone feel like they're too much while you take everything they have to give. Jade stood up. You can't just come in here. I can do whatever I want. Seo Jun's voice was casual, almost bored. Do you know who I am? Some thug she's dating. I'm the head of the Choi family. We control imports and acquisitions across 3 states. We have investments in real estate, entertainment, and private security. He paused. And we have very long memories about people who disrespect what's ours. The threat hung in the air. Min-jae stepped forward, handed Seo Jun a folder. Seo Jun opened it, pulled out papers. Lorraine Matthews, you co-own a boutique on 5th Avenue. Your landlord is about to double your rent because the building was just acquired by new owners. He smiled. That would be us. Lorraine went white. Kelly Matthews, you work at Morrison & Associates, law firm. Your managing partner plays golf with my attorney. They're very close. He turned to Jade. And you're in marketing at Preston Digital. The CEO's daughter is getting married next month. Guess who's planning that wedding? He looked at Nia. She was trembling against him. Nia's company just landed the contract, he said. 40-person wedding, $50,000 budget, plus referrals to 6 other clients in their social circle. Her business is about to triple in size. He turned back to the family. I'm not threatening you. I'm explaining how things work now. Nia is under my protection. That means she's untouchable. You don't call her. You don't text her. You don't show up at her business. You definitely don't charge her rent for property she owns. You can't do this, Lorraine whispered. I already did. He pulled Nia closer. Here's what happens next. You transfer the house deed to Nia's name by end of business Monday. You repay her the $72,000 within 60 days, and you stay the hell away from her unless she decides otherwise. And if we don't? Simone's new husband asked, finding his voice. Seo Jun's smile was terrifying. Then I stopped being nice. Trust me, you don't want that. He looked down at Nia. His voice gentled. You ready to go? She nodded, not trusting her voice. Wait. It was Aunt Lorraine, desperation cracking through her composure. Nia, please. We're family. You can't just... Nia turned, looked at the woman who'd raised her and used her in equal measure. You charged me rent for my own house, she said quietly. You made me work for free while calling it love. You excluded me from family photos at my cousin's wedding because my body didn't fit your aesthetic. Her voice shook, but held. That's not family. I don't know what it is, but it's not family. We gave you a home when your mother died. My grandmother gave me a home. You just made me pay for it. Nia straightened her shoulders. I'm done. I'm done trying to earn love that should have been free. I'm done shrinking so you feel bigger. I'm just done. She looked at Seo Jun. Let's go. They walked out together, his arm around her waist, his men forming a protective wall around them. Behind them, the reception had dissolved into chaos. Voices raised, accusations flying, phones recording everything. Outside, the night air was cool. Nia breathed it in like she'd been drowning. You okay? Seo Jun asked softly. I don't know. She looked up at him. Did that really just happen? It really just happened. He cupped her face. And before you start second-guessing yourself, let me be clear. You didn't ruin anything. They did, years ago. You just finally stopped pretending it was okay. She started crying again, relief and grief and terror all tangled together. He held her in the driveway while his men gave them space, while the wedding reception fell apart inside, while her old life crumbled and her new one waited. What happens now? She whispered. Now I take you home, feed you something that's not picked at between crises, and tomorrow we figure out next steps. He kissed her forehead. But tonight, you breathe, you're safe, you're mine, and nobody gets to hurt you anymore. The penthouse was quiet. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooked the city, lights twinkling like stars. Seo Jun had brought her straight here, bypassed his driver, driven himself because he said he needed to do something with the rage still vibrating through his body. Now he was in the kitchen, cooking. She could hear the sizzle of oil, smell garlic and ginger, the familiar sense of comfort. Nia sat on his couch in one of his t-shirts, the bridesmaid dress abandoned in his bedroom trash can. She'd showered, scrubbed off the makeup and the day and the feeling of being trapped in fabric too small. Her phone wouldn't stop buzzing. She'd muted it 10 minutes ago. Eat. Seo Jun appeared with a plate. Kimchi jjigae, the spicy stew he made when she was stressed. Rice on the side, perfectly portioned. She took it with shaking hands. He sat next to her, close enough that their thighs touched, and watched her eat. Didn't speak, just let her process in silence. I can't believe you did that, she said finally. Which part? All of it. The SUVs, the men, the threats. They weren't threats. They were promises. He took a sip of water. And I'd do it again. Worse, if you asked. That's not normal. I'm not normal. He turned to look at her. I'm a man who falls in love once. Hard. Completely. And when I do, I protect what's mine with everything I have. Her breath caught. You love me? Did you think this was casual? His hand came up, tucked hair behind her ear. Baby, I've been in love with you since you yelled at that florist for using the wrong roses, since you coordinated 3 crises while wearing heels that had to be killing your feet, since you ate that barbecue like it was the first good meal you'd had in weeks. That was the second time we met. I know. His smile was soft. I'm a fast learner. She set down the plate, turned to face him fully. What you did tonight, that's going to have consequences. My family won't just disappear. They're going to fight back. Let them. He pulled her into his lap, arms wrapping around her. I have lawyers, resources, people who owe me favors. Your family has pride and secrets. Guess which one wins? This is my mess. Our mess now. He kissed her temple. You called me. You asked me to come get you. That means you're mine to protect. And I take that seriously. I'm scared, she admitted. Of what? That I made a mistake, that I'm being dramatic, that they're right and I'm wrong, and I just blew up my entire family over being treated like you matter? His voice was firm. Over demanding basic respect? Over stopping people from stealing from you? He tilted her face up to his. You didn't blow anything up, Nia. They did. Years ago. You just finally stopped trying to fix it alone. She kissed him, desperate and grateful and terrified all at once. He kissed her back like she was air and he'd been drowning. When they finally broke apart, both breathing hard, he rested his forehead against hers. Stay here tonight, he said. Tomorrow we deal with logistics, but tonight just be here, with me, safe. She stayed. Morning came with sunlight streaming through floor-to-ceiling windows. Nia woke to the smell of coffee and the sound of Seo-jun on the phone in the kitchen, speaking rapid Korean in the tone that meant business. She patted out in his t-shirt. He looked up, held up one finger, finished the call. Min-jae, he explained, pouring her coffee. Your aunt tried to call the police last night, claimed we threatened her. Nia's stomach dropped. What? It's handled. We have security footage from the venue showing we made no physical threats. Plus about 40 phones recorded the whole thing. Her lawyer told her to drop it. He said it so casually, like legal threats were weather he'd already checked. What about the house? She asked. Deed transfer is being processed. My attorney is handling it personally. He slid the coffee toward her. You'll own it free and clear by Wednesday. The money, $72,000 will be deposited in your account by end of month. They're liquidating some assets to cover it. She stared at him. How are you doing this so fast? I told you. Resources. He leaned against the counter. Also, your aunt's boutique partner called this morning. Wanted to know if the rent increase could be negotiated. What did you say? I said it depends on whether Lorraine Matthews follows through on her agreements. The rent stays reasonable if she stays away from you. His smile was sharp. Motivation is a beautiful thing. Nia set down her coffee cup. You're blackmailing my family. I'm creating consequences for their actions. There's a difference. Is there? Yes. He moved closer. Blackmail is demanding something you're not entitled to. I'm ensuring you get what you were always owed. Your house, your money, your peace. Her phone buzzed. She'd unmuted it that morning. Text from a number she didn't recognize. This is Simone. We need to talk. What you did last night was unforgivable. You ruined my wedding. Seo-jun read over her shoulder. You want to respond? I don't know what to say. He took the phone, typed quickly, showed her before sending. This is Choi Seo-jun. Your wedding was beautiful until the moment you made it about Nia's exclusion instead of your marriage. You ruined your own wedding. Don't contact her again. He hit send before Nia could stop him. You can't just... I can, and I did. He set the phone down. She doesn't get to guilt you. None of them do. Not anymore. Another text, this time from Jade. Mom's having a breakdown. She's talking about selling the boutique, about how you've destroyed the family. Is this really what you want? Nia's hands shook. Maybe I should... No. Seo-jun's voice was firm. Read that message again. Really read it. She did. Saw the manipulation, the guilt, the assumption that their problems were her responsibility. She's making their consequences your fault, Seo-jun said quietly. Classic manipulation. Don't fall for it. He was right. She knew he was right. But 20 years of conditioning didn't disappear in one night. Block the number, he said gently. You don't need to read this. She did, then blocked Simone's number too, and Aunt Lorraine's when she tried to call. There. Seo-jun pulled her close. Now breathe. She breathed. The next 2 weeks were chaos. News of the wedding confrontation spread through social circles. Half the people called Nia brave, half called her dramatic. Her business lost 3 clients who were friends of Lorraine, gained 7 new ones who'd heard what happened and wanted to support her. Seo-jun's prediction came true. The Preston Digital wedding led to referrals. Nia's calendar filled with high-profile events, bigger budgets, clients who actually paid. The house deed transferred. Nia stood in her grandmother's house, legally hers now, and cried in the kitchen where she'd learned to bake. Seo-jun had it deep cleaned, repaired the porch, updated the appliances. Never asked. Just did. Why are you doing all this? She asked one night, curled against him on the new couch he'd had delivered. Because I can. Because you deserve it, and because I love you. He said it simply, like it was obvious. Pick a reason. Your family, do they know about me? He tensed slightly. They know. And they have opinions, my grandfather especially. What kind of opinions? He sighed. The kind that come from old-world thinking, expectations about who I should be with, what that should look like. I'm not Korean, I noticed. He kissed her forehead. I don't care what they think. Neither should you. But you have business obligations, family responsibilities. I have a responsibility to myself first, to build a life I want to live. He turned her to face him. You're that life, Nia. Everything else is negotiable. What if they make you choose? Then I choose you. No hesitation. Every single time. She believed him. That was the terrifying part. She believed he'd burn every bridge, sever every tie, walk away from everything for her. I don't want you to lose your family for me, she whispered. You lost yours for yourself. Why can't I do the same? The logic was sound, but logic didn't stop her from worrying. 1 month after the wedding, Nia's doorbell rang. She checked the camera. Aunt Lorraine stood on her porch, alone, looking smaller than Nia remembered. She called Seo-jun immediately. She's here. Don't open the door. I'm sending Minjae. I want to talk to her. Silence. Then, you're sure? No, but I think I need to. I'm 10 minutes away. Don't let her inside until I get there. Nia opened the door but stood in the frame, blocking entry. Nia. Lorraine's voice was different, quieter. Can we talk? We can talk here. I meant inside. Here is fine. Lorraine flinched. I deserve that. You deserve a lot more than that. Silence. Lorraine twisted her hands together. I came to apologize. Okay. That's it? Just okay? What do you want me to say? Nia kept her voice level. Thank you? You're forgiven? What would make you feel better? I want... Lorraine stopped, started again. I want to explain. Explain stealing from me? Explain charging rent for my own house? Explain 20 years of making me feel like I was never enough? Nia's voice rose despite her best efforts. What's there to explain? Your mother... Lorraine's voice cracked. When she died, I didn't know how to handle you. You were so different from my girls. Darker, bigger, louder. You took up space in ways I didn't know how to make room for. So you made me pay for existing. I made mistakes. Tears tracked down Lorraine's face. I see that now. Your boyfriend made sure I saw that. He's not my boyfriend. He's my partner. The man who threatened my business, my family, the man who protected me when you wouldn't. Nia stepped forward. Don't come here looking for sympathy because facing consequences is hard. You had 20 years to treat me right. You chose differently every single time. Headlights swept the driveway. Seo-jun's car. He got out, moved to Nia's side immediately. Everything okay? She was just leaving, Nia said. Lorraine looked between them. I'm trying to make this right. You can't. Seo-jun's voice was flat. You can stop making it worse. That's your only option now. I raised her. You used her. There's a difference. He put his arm around Nia. And this conversation is over. Don't come back here. Lorraine left. Nia watched her car disappear down the street. You okay? Seo-jun asked. I don't know. She leaned into him. Part of me wanted to forgive her. Why? Because she's the only mother I had left. And the other part? The other part knows you can't build a relationship on guilt and obligation. She looked up at him. You taught me that. He kissed her, soft and sweet and full of promise. 3 months after, Nia's business had tripled. She'd hired 2 assistants, rented office space, landed contracts with 3 major corporations. She was successful on her own terms, by her own work. Seo-jun's grandfather requested a meeting. You don't have to go, Seo-jun said. They were in bed, her head on his chest. I can handle him. I want to meet him. Nia, I want to meet the man who raised you, the family you come from. She propped herself up on one elbow. Unless you don't want me to. I want you to be prepared. He's traditional, old-fashioned. He has expectations. So did my family. I survived them. His smile was slight. You're not scared? I'm terrified, but I'm done letting fear make my decisions. The meeting was in a private room at a Korean restaurant. Grandfather Choi was in his 80s, sharp-eyed, dressed in traditional hanbok despite the modern setting. He spoke in Korean first. Seo Jun responded in kind, voice respectful but firm. "He wants to know your family background," Seo Jun translated. "Tell him my mother died when I was young. My grandmother raised me. She taught me to value hard work and integrity." Seo Jun translated. The grandfather's eyes narrowed. More Korean. Seo Jun's jaw tightened. "What?" Nia asked. "He's asking if you understand what being with me means. The business, the obligations. Tell him I understand that your business is yours, and I have my own." Seo Jun smiled slightly, translated. The grandfather spoke again, longer this time. "He says he's concerned about cultural differences, about whether you can fit into our world." Nia met the old man's eyes directly. "Tell him I spent 20 years trying to fit into a world that didn't want me. I'm done fitting. I'd rather build something new." Seo Jun translated. Something shifted in his grandfather's expression. "He says you remind him of my grandmother. She was African American, from Georgia." Nia blinked. "What?" "My grandfather married a black woman in the 70s, against his family's wishes. They disowned him." Seo Jun was smiling now. "He built everything from nothing because of it. That's why he's asking these questions. He wants to know if you're strong enough to handle what comes with loving me." The grandfather spoke again. Seo Jun nodded. "He's giving us his blessing, with conditions." "What conditions?" "That we build something worth the trouble. That we don't waste the courage it takes to choose each other." Nia felt tears prick her eyes. "Tell him we won't." That night, back at the penthouse, Seo Jun pulled her onto the balcony. The city sparkled below them. "I have something for you," he said. He pulled out a small box, not a ring box, something else. Inside was a key, platinum, delicate, inscribed with Korean characters. "What is it?" "Key to the house my grandfather gave us, in Seoul. He wants us to have a place in Korea, somewhere you can learn about where I come from." Seo Jun. "You don't have to decide now, but I want you to know. My family accepts you. My world has room for you." He cupped her face. "You're not too much, Nia. You never were. You're exactly everything." She kissed him, deep and sure and full of love. "Ask me," she whispered against his lips. "Ask you what?" "What you've been wanting to ask for 2 months." He pulled back, eyes searching hers. "You sure?" "I'm sure." He dropped to one knee right there on the balcony, pulled out a different box. The ring inside was stunning, black diamonds surrounded by smaller stones. "Nia Matthews, you're brilliant and strong, and you've survived things that should have broken you. You built a life from nothing. You demanded respect when the world tried to deny it. And somehow, impossibly, you chose to love me." His voice shook slightly. "Marry me. Build this life with me. Let me spend the rest of my days making sure you never doubt your worth again." "Yes." She was crying now. Happy tears. Free tears. "Yes, absolutely yes." He slid the ring on her finger, stood, kissed her like the world was ending and beginning all at once. Below them, the city glittered. Above them, stars wheeled. And between them, something solid and true and worth every battle they'd fought to get here. 4 months after Nia called him from a bathroom stall at a wedding that excluded her, they got married. Small ceremony. His family and the family she'd chosen, her business partner, her assistant, the grandmother from the house next to hers who'd always treated her kindly. No one from the Matthews family received an invitation. Simone tried to call the day before. Nia let it go to voicemail. "I know you probably won't listen to this, but I wanted to say I'm sorry. For everything. I see it now. How we treated you. Mom does too, even if she can't admit it. I hope you're happy, Nia. I really do." Nia saved the message. Didn't respond. Maybe one day she would. But today was about moving forward, not back. She married Seo Jun in her grandmother's garden, wearing a dress that celebrated every curve. Her natural hair in goddess locks, flowers woven through. He cried.